Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of Batman from Knightfall, the black version. Of course, this is the regular version with the blue and the bright yellows and the blue. There's not really anything to say to that. The only thing they did in this version was they toned down the yellow a little bit and made all of the blue black, which is a choice that, a lot of people enjoy, that sort of hush Batman black and gray. It's a great repaint as far as Batman goes. It's on a great Batman body with a great Batman mold of the mask and everything. It's really nice. The only thing that would have made it better was maybe a wired cape, but one thing at a time. And McFarlane's not going to have the license long enough to sort of revisit this and maybe give us a wired cape. So we got to sort of make amends, or not make amends, but we have to kind of make peace with that and move on. So this Batman came with everything that the black version comes with. And the black version comes with 2 extra fists for punching. And a batarang. Of course, he has a fist on, so that must be like a holding hand, and that's a fist. And that's another holding hand in his hand. You see just a really nice sculpt. The bat logo is just really cool looking. You can see is that a Doug Munch? Am I pronouncing that right? Doug Munch. It's like a Moench, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But it's the black suit variant from Knightfall. I don't remember how hard that was to get. It seems like most of the time I sort of pre-order as soon as these things come, and then I quickly forget about them. I don't really check up on them, so I don't know if he was hard at the time to get, and maybe he's a little bit easier now. But this Knightfall Batman was a little bit of a pain. I can remember, I think I got a wave of figures to get this one, and then I sort of was like, oh, the other wave can go away. Meh. But these are really cool figures. I don't know if you can still get a hold of them, but you haven't really seen them up close. So why don't we say we take them out of the package and take a closer look. Now that he's out of the package, let's take a closer look. I paired him with the original Knightfall Batman in the original colors because I had it, and because I had it handy, and because I super love both of them. I really like the color scheme on both. If I had to pick a favorite, absolutely, the original is my favorite. This was my childhood Batman. This was the Batman that was on all of the covers. This was the Batman that was on all the coloring books. This was the Batman that was most representative. But this was an emotional favorite, starting with maybe Hush and that color scheme. I don't know. Maybe Dark Knight did it, but I can't remember it was ever gray and black until it was gray and black in Hush. And as I say that could be incorrect. It could have been black and gray and something else. As far as the card goes, Doug Mensch, I think, was an inker, and I think Kelly Jones was the penciler. I don't know why my brain went straight to Doug Mensch, but I really wish that on some of these it would just credit the artist. It'd be really cool to be able to go to a Comic-Con and be able to go, hey, I have this figure that Doug Mensch and Kelly Jones did, and it happens that they're going to be in Artist Alley. I'd really love to get the figure signed and everything. There's a recent Hawk Girl figure with this giant Arthur Adams picture on the back of it, and I'm guessing that the more than one Arthur Adams fan has gotten that Hawk Girl signed, and that could be a really cool thing. Getting figures signed at Comic-Con could be this really cool opportunity for some of us, as long as we know who the artist is. On the G.I. Joe packages, they used to let you know who the artist was, who did the art on the packages, and I haven't heard anybody name drop a name in quite a while. So it'd be cool, because if I saw 10 names, I couldn't tell you if any of them have done a G.I. Joe package before. But just like with the original, who, I present here with no accessories, This one has a batarang in his hand, also has a fist on him, and one more fist. And he also has an open sort of grip hand and another grip hand. So 2 grip hands, 2 fists for this version. Of course, the ever-present action figure stand. The cape is the same, but it's very cool. It's kind of a windswept to the side just a little bit to give it a little bit of motion. The batarang, very small, very kind of just standard, sort of plain. Be cool if he had an actual hand that had the batarang in that hand. Like, you know how sometimes Marvel Legends will put out a Gambit figure, and that Gambit figure will have a molded hand that has the playing cards in it, or an effect with the lit card or something like that. It'd be cool if Batman had that too. I think there's a version of Batman or somebody where he has open fingers and you can slip batarangs in between each of those fingers. I don't know if I'm misremembering that. I absolutely reviewed that for this channel, but I can't remember what figure did that. But very cool. But the gray is this really light gray. The black is this really flat, heavy black. And the cowl is shiny a little, but not distractingly shiny. The cape is flat. It's just a really nice. It's just a really nice job with it. It is a great paint scheme. I'm a fan. I get that we get a lot of Batmans, but to be fair, I got this back before McFarlane his license was gone and it was going back to Mattel. So I was already buying up, a bunch of Batmans. I already have a lot of McFarlane Batmans, but to my credit, there are a lot of Batmen where I saw it and went, no, that one is not representative of anything that I liked. I'm not going to get that one. But this one is definitely one that I really like. And if you want it on your shelf and you want to pair it with the original, man, I don't blame you. The original is so nice. And so is the repaint. And it'd be great to have both of these on your shelf. I think this is probably the last of this body mold. The bat is sculpted on top. It's really nice. And I don't know, but I think that we don't have a lot of time left with McFarlane toys, so we sort of have to. We could build I don't know if we're close enough to the end to build a best of list and then go through McFarlaneToys.com, not McFarlane Toy Stores, but McFarlaneToys.com. You could type in any toy they've released and they'll show you every version of that figure, including right back from the very beginning. So you could type in Batman, you can go through all of the Batman figures and you can figure out what's your top 3 and specifically go after those. This is a perfect time now, especially if you have not collected any McFarlane figures or you haven't gotten into the hobby very much, to go to McFarlane Toys, look at everything that they've released for specific toys, and just pick and choose the one that you like the most. And just be comforted in the fact that if you want 7-inch scale, this is probably your last opportunity to get 7-inch scale. And they're probably not going to put out a lot of better figures. They're just going to put out maybe unique figures or repaints. But now is a good time to go through and type in Superman and see which one is your favorite Superman. Type in Catwoman, see which one is your favorite Catwoman, so on and so forth. You can even type in members of a team. He's been releasing a lot of Infinity Incorporated figures lately, so you can type those in, see what's available, what's not available. You can see if you can make a team before you start buying any figures that you want. But of course, if you're deep into it, like I imagine that you are, this is something you got without thinking about it because it was awesome. And you don't spend a whole lot of time thinking, I've already got a Batman. You think like I do, and you think, holy cow, that Batman is awesome, and then you just hit purchase. So that was a whole lot of lecture for nothing. So until next time, enjoy your toys.